Hello and welcome to your Daily Tarot with me, Cindy. Looks a little bit different today, so I'm in a different spot. The kitchen table was not working anymore. It was like always somebody coming in, somebody distracting, and my son is still homesick with this cold. So I needed to relocate. So I'm on this old dresser in the spare room. So hopefully this will do. This might be a new location because I can at least close the door and lock it up. It's just you and me right now. So we're going to do our daily tarot. We have the wild unknown animal spirit cards are in here. We have regular animal oracle. We have the shaman oracle cards, and ladies, gentlemen, the gods and titans really wanted me to pick up the deck today. So we have a message from the masculine energy today. For some reason, masculine had something to tell us. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be one of those days where we open up our intuition, or I help you to do that if you would like me to. If not, if you have your own intuitive way to pick a card, you can do that now and find the description find the timestamp in the description, and it will also be pinned at the top of the comments for my mobile users. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. I want you, if you can, imagine your deep, deep soul lifting up and out of your body. Your soul is just raising up, floating away effortlessly, leaving behind all distractions of three-dimensional existence. You are lifting up. But don't worry, there's a long, beautiful cord that's still connecting you to your three-dimensional body. So you will come back. So just go up, 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 up. Past the clouds. Past the clouds. You're going ever so high. It's starting to get a little bit dark. You're passing through the ether, a little higher. Oh, it's beautiful up here. It's peaceful. The stars are so clear. The moon, project yourself towards the moon. Go to the moon. Move yourself towards the moon. It's effortless. You just float, you're just gliding. There, go very close. Go to the moon, go right to it. Get as close as you can. There's a crater there. Do you see that big crater? Head for that crater, go into that crater. I just feel like there's something there for us. Go into that big crater. Oh, wow. The sand here looks so unusual as you get closer. It's not quite gray, it's not really quite brown. Something in between. As we get even closer, you're going to see somebody has organized some small moon rocks. And they've made something out of it. I don't know what that is. If you get a little bit closer, oh, somebody's made a number out of the moon rocks. What number do you see? That's your number today for your daily tarot pick. Okay, you can come back down, follow that cord back to your three-dimensional body. Let's not forget to do that part. Okay, now you're back. All right, we're going to get started. We're going to get started with pile number 1. What does pile number 1 have for us today? So pile number 1, your wild animal, is hummingbird. Beautiful energy. I love that card. Hummingbird. I think we'll need the full space here. Oh, that's interesting. So this is the shaman card is stand still. Your regular animal oracle is koi fish spirit. There is always enough. Your masculine god and titan card is Hermes, communication. Okay, so let's start with hummingbird. And let's put hummingbird and stand still together, I think. I'm going to put hummingbird and standstill together. So hummingbird, this is a really beautiful energy. Hummingbird has learned to fly past things that do not serve hummingbird. Excuse my French, but fly past the shit and head right to the flowers. So hummingbird does that with this energy. It's a very positive energy. It's high vibrational energy. Think about the energy required to keep a hummingbird going. I mean, their wings beat so fast you can't even see them. So this bird has very, very high vibrational energy. And you can see how high it is. It's not only each beating of the wing forces the darkness away, keeps the hummingbird in the light, but it also creates this rainbow effect. This kaleidoscope of color is momentarily created with each beating. The wings beat so fast, so it's almost like this color is always there, the light is always there, right? So when this card comes up, and to have it to come up beside this stand still card, stand still is spirit telling you that they would like to communicate with you on a deeper level, that you are spirit, that they're missing this deeper connection that they have with you. They want to open it even more. Even more. And I'm sure for some of you, I mean, I've been getting a lot of these sort of messages with these cards. So I feel that for many of you, you've already opened that connection and you're approaching this point of being hummingbird where your vibrational energy is so consistent and always so fast that the light will always be around you. And look at actually the light, how the light is coming up and around this person. And this intuitive insight is kind of like being beamed right into this person. So you guys are about to continue to even further this sort of, I want to say, awakening understanding of your deeper self, your deeper purpose, your communication with spirit, which is really opening up that intuition and believing in it and going with it. There is always enough. So with this card, I feel very strongly that if you think about a koi fish or a goldfish, they will grow to the size of their tank. They will grow to the size of their pond. And then they will sort of stay to that size. Well, when I see this card, particularly with these two beside it, it tells me that spirit is telling you it's time to jump out of your pond and jump into a new pond. Because you have really grown to the limits of the pond that you're in right now, and in a spiritual sense and in an emotional sense as well. I mean, we're talking about a fish, so for me, we're in the water right now. This is our air sign. It's our intuition, our transportation of feelings and ideas. We're in the water. We're going deep, right? We're going deep into those feelings, deep into yourself, but yet the pond is too shallow now. This pond is too shallow. You need to go deeper. So you need to expand the situations that you're in. Take more time for this standstill for yourself. Take more time for yourself. As a koi fish, if a koi fish knows there's a bigger pond just on the other side of that tiny little bridge, koi fish is going to take some time to itself, right? Make a plan. Going to circle and circle. Exercise a bit, doing that jump, seeing where it is I'm going to go. Okay, I can see, come back into the water. And then koi fish is ready. Koi fish jumps into the new pond, right? So I feel like you guys are getting ready to jump into the new pond. And the masculine is here to help you with your communication. So perhaps this is something that is holding you back a little bit, that is maybe not helping to uplift your vibrational energy. So if you notice Hermes is standing on this rock and he's very confident, but he's also, Hermes is very wise and intuitive. He has wings here that are suggesting that he can be very quick. He has wings here as well, very quick. But when I see wings or antlers or anything like that on a hat or a helmet, it really tells me that this individual deity, this energy that's around you, is honing in on intuition, is honing in on messages from a deeper area than just what you're hearing people say. And I just got the message that you may have communication with someone that helps to open this up for you. I can remember weeks ago we had And it's funny that this comes to mind because I forget about a lot of these readings once I do them because I go on to new things all the time. But I'm just being told to recall a message about paying attention to the people that you communicate with in your community, in your neighborhood. Someone has some sort of information that's going to help you grow. It's going to help you find this bigger pond for you to jump out of. And it's funny, like just before I did this reading, I took the dog for a walk, and I ran into my neighbor, and we had a great conversation about all sorts of things. And I have been having the greatest difficulty finding new shorts. It's getting warm here, and I need new shorts. And I'm 47, so I'm not looking for Daisy Duke shorts, okay? And that's a lot of what's out there now. All the shorts are really short. And I've been having the hardest time trying to find anything. And she said to me, she said, well, why don't you go to this store and that store down there? And I was like, that's perfect. So not that it's going to be something that trivial for you, but just stopping and having a little chit chat with someone that you're familiar with in your neighborhood, or that you know or you haven't seen for a little while. It's interesting how the conversation will lead to a solution for you sometimes. So maybe somebody's aware of some sort of a little retreat, a weekend retreat, a day retreat, that you may be able to get more information about this growing request from Spirit to continue to connect and deepen the connection that you have with Spirit. Okay, so that was number 1. So now I'm going to do number 2, pile number 2. Wild animal. Ooh, the vulture. This is divinity in all its hidden design. Like, it's just, this card is very important. I'm really glad I pulled it. I have never pulled it before. I've studied it, connected with it, but I've never been privileged enough to pull it for someone. So this is a good card. Okay, and our animal spirit card is Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm pretty sure that card came up yesterday, or 2 days ago. Yesterday or 2 days ago. Your shaman card is the Spiral. Ooh, you guys have a very important message here, I think. Well, all messages are important. Some are a little deeper than others. This one feels a little deep. Your masculine energy is renewal. This is the message from masculine to you right now. Renewal energy. Wow, these two cards go really well together. With the vulture and the spiral. The vulture is so divine, and the vulture is given no credit for it. So if there weren't animals like the vulture on our world, in our world, there would be so much more disease, there would be so much more decay, things would not grow well. The vulture is on the same level as, I would say, like termites, carpenter ants, other small insects that obviously you don't want them in your house. Those are not beneficial in that sense. But in their natural state in the wild, they're breaking down things that have died. They're breaking that down so that when there is a rebirth, the rebirth can happen in a place that's clean. The rebirth can occur in an area that is conducive to growth. There would be no healthy growth if anything that died was just left there to rot and mold and decay. Vulture's coming in, I feel, because you need to shed a skin. You need to, and this is what this card talks about. Well, spiral talks about two things. It talks about the spiral energy, and this card, actually, I'm going to hold it here, and you can, you might want to do like a screenshot of it and keep this image. So one of the things that the book for this card asks you is to do a meditation and really stare into the spiral. Stare into the spiral to the point where it almost feels like it's moving, or you feel like you're moving. It actually, because this symbol is everywhere. This is one of those shapes that is the construct of all life and existence. It's in space, it's in shells, clam shells, seashells, it's everywhere. So that is one of the minor messages to that. And it's also telling you that this is a renewal. There's a renewal going on right now with yourself. So you are shedding the skin of this old you. Maybe it's an old situation that you're clearing for yourself. You're getting rid of what was no longer healthy, what was no longer conducive to growth, to healthy growth. And there's this new skin that's sort of forming on you, this freshness. Now, if you've had an injury and you know a scab comes off, and the new skin is very delicate. It's very delicate, but it's not delicate for long. So if you're feeling sort of delicate right now from a change in a situation or moving away from something that was not serving you, it's okay. It's okay, because slow and steady wins the race, and you are moving towards better times. You are moving towards, I'm going to get the reflection off there. You are moving towards a renewed energy. Like, it's really actually quite interesting how these two come together, and then Spiral and Osiris come together for the renewal. And see how this energy is just infusing this person. So get ready. Overall, I feel like this deck is, this pile is telling you to get ready to, if you are feeling, you know, lower in energy, like you've gone through a lot and it's kind of sucked you dry a little bit. All of these cards are pushing right towards this renewal. So there's something new coming in. This energy is being eaten up by vulture for you, this yucky stuff. And slow and steady is winning the race. Perhaps it's taking a little longer than you would like it to take. Well, particularly if it's left you in a heavy energy or a tiring energy. We would like that to clear quickly. But the universal energy is coming to renew you right now. Okay, that was number 2. There's a lot of purple in that too. I'm seeing that vulture is got purple. There's purple highlights in here, which aren't hugely significant, but then these cards have a lot of purple. It's interesting. So I don't know if purple means anything to you as well. All right. Okay, that was number 2. Thank you. Number 2. And now we're going to do pile number 3. So for pile number 3, ooh, you have the Phoenix. Oh, this card was in, oh, this was in Gemini's reading. I just posted that, I think, yesterday. Gemini's end of June. I wonder if there's any Geminis that picked this. That would be interesting. Your Shaman card is Soul Retrieval. Oh, wow. The Monarch Butterfly was in Gemini too. That's really funny. Okay. And Wombat Spirit, be at home. So cute. Oh my goodness. Be at home. Your masculine energy is death. Choose. Wow, this is crazy. I would really be curious in the comments. If you picked this, are you a Gemini? Because this seems very significant to the reading that I gave for Gemini yesterday for the end of June. Whew. Well, if you weren't, you still want to know what's going on, right? Well, there is a big time change happening for you. I gotta try, see if I can hold all 3 of these up. These 3 in particular. Let's see if we can do it here. Does it fit? Does it fit in there? All right, so you've got this Phoenix card, and this Phoenix card is very divine. So this up here is spirit. This is the spirit symbol. It's the alchemical symbol for spirit. And throughout this deck, like there's the fire sign, water sign, air sign, but this one is spirit. So this is very divine, what's about to happen. This has nothing to do with your zodiac. This has something to do with some sort of agreement that the spirit realm has made for you, or to you, with you, and this is the time for it to start moving forward. So there is a rebirth. This Phoenix card comes out of ashes that showed no sign of smoke, no sign of heat, and it just sat there and smoldered to the point where it's self-ignited. It's self-ignited, and this whole new flame came out of the ashes that looked like they were done, they were barren. and this soul retrieval. When this is speaking of, so yesterday we were speaking of the transformation of, when I was speaking to Gemini, of caterpillar to butterfly and how it prepares butterfly for this massive transformation. So this card though is speaking more about what goes on inside the cocoon. So inside the cocoon, if you can imagine what it takes to transform from a caterpillar into such a beautiful creature like this, and such a different creature from caterpillar. Like the eyes are massive. The eyes are totally different. The body now has this big thorax area that it didn't have before. It was just like this blob. And these massive wings come out. The legs are long and slender. There's this, I believe it's called a proboscis. I did study entomology in college, so I know some of these crazy terms. And this is where it drinks the sap from. So, but caterpillar had mandibles to chew the leaves. So, but what happens in here is the body almost liquefies, right? The body almost liquefies. And it is and when the body is liquefied, it's almost not in a three-dimensional state anymore. And the soul is rejuvenated. The soul is rejuvenated. This is pretty cosmic, these cards that you had. Okay, so there's a death that's occurring. There's a death in who you were. There's a death in a situation. I'm really feeling more strongly though, like with these two cards, this is a death in who you were. This is a death in even a relationship. And there's a massive, massive rebirth that's coming through for you. And you are going to be so different when you get through whatever this crap is that I guess you're going through. Because there's always crap, right? And that's almost this part. That's this part I want to say. Because it can't feel good to be in that liquefied state. And for your body to be changing and growing like that, it must almost be painful in a sense. So with the death card, you're moving away. You're being protected too. This energy is coming through to clear things that are not serving you, to clear situations and people that are not serving your higher good. And Wombat, this cute little thing, if you can imagine this little guy all curled up and asleep, how comfy would he be in himself? It's almost like a fluffy cat, you know? They're always comfy no matter where they're laying. So this card is asking you to be at home in yourself. Be at home in this new person that you're about to begin. And in that way, no matter where you are in life, after this transformation, you'll always be comfortable. Home will always be where you are, because you will, it's almost like you're moving, right? In a sense, maybe some of you are moving. Maybe some of you are moving. And where you're moving to is going to be this new soul retrieval, this renewal, this death in where you once were, and the rebirth through the phoenix. Yeah, I think some of you might be moving. But there's also a good percentage of you that are going, well, all of you, everyone who's experiencing this, this is a very spirit-based, almost a spirit contract. This was sort of written in the stars that this was time for this to happen for you, to push your soul forward into a new chapter. That's pretty cool. If you are a Gemini and you just happen to find this, I would go check out the Gemini reading for the end of June, because they had very similar cards in there. All right, guys, now we're going to do number 4. What does number 4 have for us? Oh, the cosmic egg. Ooh, so this is a spirit. This is spirit-based again. So these cards have all chemical symbols for like fire, earth, air, water. But this one, this is spirit. And see, it's very iridescent. Ooh, the cosmic egg. Something beautiful is being held for you. Something is going to hatch. The regular animal spirit is starfish spirit, open to infinite possibilities. Sorry, I just have to adjust my chair. Getting a cramp. Oh, that's what happens when you're in a new location. Everything's not as it was before. Okay, so now your shaman card is the time master. I've been getting a lot of messages about time and understanding the concept of time for you guys. It's interesting. Yesterday it was sort of a harsh message. I don't know where that came from, but it was a funny harsh message. Your Jade Emperor is organization. Interesting. I'm going to hold these two together here. Your cosmic egg and your starfish. Cosmic egg, do you see that egg, how it is so well protected by that snake? That snake is defending that egg. Nobody is touching that egg except who is meant for that egg, and you're meant for that egg. So this egg to me is still in the three-dimensional realm, or sorry, it's still in the cosmic realm, and it's about to come into the three-dimensional realm. But it's going to come into the three-dimensional realm, and when it hatches, it's going to hatch within you. There's sort of a rebirth. It's going to happen inside of you, like an emotional stability. I'm getting an emotional stability from this egg. If this is something that you've struggled with, you know, finding peace in different situations, finding the emotional strength to push through toxic situations or stressful situations, this is about to be hatched inside of you. Something is going to occur, whether it's even just an energy change. It's just going to make you feel very different. You're going to feel very different when this egg hatches. And the starfish, they open to infinite possibilities. So when it's difficult to control our emotions, it's difficult to harness our emotions in a way that serves us well. Like if we have to deal with someone who is maybe difficult to deal with, or they can be toxic or narcissistic, you know, they can make you, particularly if you're sort of an empathic person, you can kind of, like, you feel really off kilter. You don't feel good. It's hard to think on your feet. But this shift in how you manage your energy, your emotions, it's going to really open up the possibilities for you that you didn't think you could do before. Things that you didn't think you could do before. I mean, this starfish is sitting on the beach, and the sun is shining down on this starfish, and he's opening all of his little tendrils out to the sun. And starfish used to be down in the ocean, but now starfish is coming up into the sun with this new ability, this new possibility. And starfish is completely open to any situation now. And it's feeling very much like this cosmic egg has done this. Now the Time Master. So perhaps there's situations that you've dealt with in the past that were very difficult, and you know, you feel that they've affected your future in a sense, or they've affected your emotional stability. Definitely emotional stability. And you know, you feel that the past is done. Well, the funny thing with time, and Time Master is telling us this, look at this infinity symbol on him. So time, if you change the present, you also are changing the past. And by changing the past, you change the present and future. That's easy for us to understand, right? If you change the future, you change the present and the past. So that is sort of mind-boggling stuff. But I know this message has come through a couple times, and it's hard to grasp. But think of time as the infinity symbol. Perhaps in the middle here is where the present exists. And you get enough light on there, go closer. This is where the present is. And maybe this is the past and this is the future, because it all intertwines. So instead of imagining time as this linear, I started here, I'm here now, and that's where I'll end up. No, you started here, and you're here, and this is where you'll end up. It doesn't change. So what I'm trying to say is that with this new change in your emotional development, in your emotional stability, the possibilities will be infinite. But situations that, you know, maybe sit in your mind a lot as having been negative or having been difficult in the past, those will almost be like a change, because time is not linear. Your mind will accept it. You will realize that those situations aren't as bad anymore. I hope I'm making this clear. If I'm not, leave a comment and I'll further describe it for you in the comment section. I'll reply to your comment. But it's almost like a clarity. So reality is really only how you or I look at it. If I look at a situation and I think, oh, that person is really crazy. The person is crazy. The person is negative. I don't like dealing with them. And then I get this deeper clarity like a couple years later, and a different understanding of different situations, or even how I analyze situations, because I've changed and grown in a certain way. I may look back on that person and say, oh, you know what? I understand why they did that now. That wasn't so crazy. So because of that, now the past is not so bad. I know it's cray-cray, but that's what that's telling you. And the Jade Emperor, he's wonderful. He's telling you to organize, clear out clutter. And the reason he's telling you this is not just for the Feng Shui part of it, but there's a deeper part to Feng Shui, because it's energies, it's stagnant energies that don't serve you, that get locked behind things that you're not using anymore, things that may be weighing you down because you feel this obligation that you need to keep this. This was my great uncle's. If I don't have it, who's going to have it? Well, if you don't appreciate it and you don't want it, you should give it to someone, or give it to either maybe an antique store, secondhand store, where someone will walk into that store and love that object and it will have a rebirth. So, but the benefit of this is, yes, the object will be loved again and the object will be treated in the way that it should, but it's to remove any negative dark energy, to help clear this emotional growth, this egg that's going to hatch for you. It seems like a really long explanation for number 4. Time is so complicated, man. It really isn't. Our little monkey brains are designed to think that it is. All right, that was number 4. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that in my fabulous new location here. And that's it. So thanks for everyone for subscribing. I think I hit 3,000 today. That is cray. I'm really appreciative. I can't believe it. But this is your channel. This is your energy coming through. I'm just sending you the message. And again, have a wonderful day. Be really gentle with yourselves, and we'll see you later. Bye.